Look at this swing. Am I using force? No. Power is generated by taking the same motion and executing it in a shorter amount of time. Today, we're focusing on the forehand-backhand transition. Many players struggle to make this movement smooth and fluid. Let me ask you, have you ever practiced the swing speed drills? When you train at this high speed, you'll find you have much more time in a regular rally. Without this training, your reaction time simply won't be fast enough. This drill is a must-practice exercise. First, let's address footwork. You must develop a rhythm for recovery and positioning between shots. Think of it as a 4-count rhythm. 1, ready. 2, hit. 3, move your feet. 4, hit again. A common mistake is not moving the feet between shots. For instance, a player will hit the first ball, then simply reach with their arm for the second, only moving their feet after the second shot has been hit. Notice that after my backhand, my partner moves his feet into position before he makes contact with the ball. When transitioning from backhand to forehand, your first instinct must be to move, not to extend your arm. You have enough time. The feeling of being rushed leads to bad habits, like staying flat-footed or just reaching for the ball. Remember, there's a beat in between. After the backhand, you recover your position with your feet, then execute the forehand. The sequence is always, hit backhand, move your feet, then hit forehand. Footwork comes first. A single step is enough to cover the distance. For an adult, you can do it without even needing a shuffle or crossover step. Look, at my height of 165 centimeters, I can easily cover the ground after a backhand. With a small hop, I can cover even more distance. You absolutely have the ability to get there. My point is, you can't be timid with your movement. To be blunt, making small, tentative steps won't work. You need to commit to the movement and step out. This same issue applies to rallies against backspin. Players often move too slowly and with uncoordinated feet because their steps are too small, making them feel like they can't reach the ball. Widen your stance. Increase your movement range. Look at elite players like Wang Manyu, her stance is low and wide for maximum stability and reach. If your stance is already narrow and your steps are small, you will never be able to cover the court. The second reason for poor transitions is incorrect positioning during backhand rallies. Players drift too far to their backhand side, which immobilizes them for a forehand shot. Keep your left foot aligned with the sideline and your right foot close to the center line. This provides a stable base. From here, you can hit shots with a small angle directly. A single lunge or a small shuffle is all you need. Now for the arm technique. The primary reason your transition isn't smooth is that your arm is too stiff after contact. Watch me demonstrate with a stiff, rigid motion. You can see how much effort is wasted. Now, watch the difference when I focus on relaxation and acceleration. In table tennis, you don't play one shot at a time. You play a sequence, where every shot sets up the next. Therefore, we must master the feeling of relaxing and then accelerating into the ball. Let me explain what that feels like. During your backswing, your arm and grip should be relaxed. You're just holding the racket, not strangling it. Second, after contact, my arm returns to a very loose and relaxed state during the recovery phase. Before I accelerate into the next shot. It's a cycle: relax on the backswing, accelerate through contact, then immediately relax again. Even though my recovery is fast, the feeling is always relaxed. In a continuous rally, the backswing is always relaxed. There is always a rhythm of relaxation and tension. Many amateurs are too tense during the backswing, sometimes they use more force pulling the racket back than hitting the ball forward. Start by relaxing completely and hitting with only 30% effort. Gradually increase your shot quality from there. This is a much better approach than trying to force power immediately. Power is a natural result of good technique, it's not about how much muscle you try to add. Watch me demonstrate. 30% power, then faster for 50%, faster again for 70%, and even 90%. Do I look like I'm straining? It's all about the relationship between relaxation and acceleration. There are 3 classic amateur mistakes: playing with a stiff body, not moving your feet, and using brute force. To become an advanced amateur, you must learn to use your feet, stay relaxed, and apply power efficiently. Having prettier strokes doesn't mean you're a better player. Every technique is built on these 3 fundamentals. Relaxation is the key to generating explosive power. Proper footwork ensures you are always in the correct position to hit the ball. So, during your backswing, exaggerate the looseness in your arm. Use a 30% grip pressure, and focus on accelerating through the ball, not muscling it. What is acceleration? It's simply increasing the speed of your swing. Look at this swing. Am I using force? No. Power is generated by taking the same motion and executing it in a shorter amount of time. If you complete your swing in 0.5 seconds instead of 1 second, the ball is faster. If you do it in 0.2 seconds, it's even faster, and the shot quality will be much higher. The reason this is critical in rallies is that if you stay stiff, you'll likely make an error within 3 shots. More importantly, stiffness and improper technique lead to injury. Professional athletes train many times more than amateurs, so why don't they get injured as often? Because their technique is efficient. Your injuries are a result of your body being unable to sustain incorrect movements over time. Third point, let's talk about power application during rallies. Let me show you what our rally stage should look like. Notice the tempo of this rally. Do you see how compact and connected our movements are? Now, let's analyze our power generation. Many players find that in a backhand rally, they can block the ball back easily. But the moment they try to add power, the ball goes out. Why? Because when you try to force power, your arm doesn't drive forward. Instead, you make your swing bigger and less compact. My power generation comes from a very small, efficient motion. Look closely at my contact. The stroke is so compact it barely looks like I'm doing anything. The amateur mistake is to enlarge the swing on both the backhand and forehand when trying to generate more power. The more power you want, the bigger your swing gets. This is a flat hitting motion. My demonstration was a backhand block and a forehand drive. For these shots, you must keep the stroke compact and stop the follow-through. Don't let your swing get too big. When you want to hit with power, you need a short, sharp stroke with an early stop. A big swing won't work for hitting. This is different from a loop, where the swing can be longer. If your drive or block has a big swing, the ball will go out. This also applies to your backhand rip and forehand loop. If you want to add both spin and power, you have to cover the ball. You must brush over the top of the ball. Watch my wrist action closely. The reason you make errors in matches when you try to increase shot quality is because your fundamental technique is incorrect and cannot support your intention. A flat hit ball can be easily chopped back. But a ball with heavy topspin is much harder to handle. Why does my shot have so much spin? Because I am brushing the ball aggressively, adding heavy friction and quality while still controlling the trajectory by covering it. Fourth key point, should you hit the ball during a rally on the rise or at the top of the bounce? Hitting on the rise is a technique best suited for balls that land in the middle of the table. I'll demonstrate how a beginner tries to hit on the rise. If the ball has any depth, trying to hit on the rise will get you jammed immediately. Your timing and rhythm are far more important than your stroke mechanics. Now watch us rally again and pay attention to our contact point. You must slow down your overall rhythm. Your speed should come from your acceleration at contact, not from rushing the timing. See? Wait for the ball, then explode. The speed is in the moment of contact, not in the overall tempo of the rally. The correct way is to wait for the ball, then accelerate through it. The speed is at the point of impact. My advice is to first learn to slow down, and only then can you learn to speed up. Especially in rallies, count a rhythm in your head, 1-2, 1-2. This level of quality is more than enough for competitive matches. There are 3 major pitfalls in table tennis. First, resorting to brute force when you're losing. Second, always trying to rush the timing to gain an advantage. Third, playing with a blank mind, just serving and hitting without any tactics.